strange signs began to appear. On social media, a wave of customers are speaking out about Home Depot and Lowe's, but not about discounts or new products. Instead, there were increasingly harsh accusations. The return policy for household appliances is very bad. Everything is locked on the hard drive I'm on. Then you have to find staff to unlock it. What a waste of time. I will buy about 85% of the outdoor electrical equipment elsewhere. Home Depot's AI is better than 90% of its employees. The stories seem disjointed, but when put together, they reveal a wave of simmering discontent spreading across America's two largest retail chains. Why are customers getting angrier? Why does the store lock merchandise like a supermarket to prevent theft? Is 48 hours enough for a busy family to inspect a large appliance? And what's really happening behind the doors of Home Depot and Lowe's? In this video, we'll follow the trail, analyze each piece, and uncover the secret that baffled the entire United States. First truth, 48 hours is no small matter. 48 hours. It might sound like a lot, but in the world of home appliances, where items weigh dozens of kilograms, are bulky, and sometimes take half a day just to install, 48 hours is like a blink of an eye. However, that is the time frame that Home Depot and Lowe's set for customers who want to return refrigerators, washing machines, or dishwashers. Theoretically, the listening process is very simple. Open the box, install, check the appearance, test for errors, and decide whether to keep or return. But in reality, the story is completely different. A refrigerator takes a few hours to cool down properly. A washing machine needs a few loads of laundry to detect unusual vibrations. A dishwasher needs to go through at least one full wash cycle before you can tell if it's leaking. All of that takes time, a lot of time. And with a busy family, 48 hours are often squeezed into a weekend. On social media, the stories are eerily similar. Someone discovered a bug on the third day and was immediately rejected. A family received their order on Saturday, installed it on Sunday, but only discovered the problem on Monday. When they returned to the store, they were informed that the return period had expired. An elderly man shared that he spent the whole day just trying to find someone to help him open the box and install it, but the product still wasn't accepted. These scattered stories, when strung together, form a larger picture. Customers are not just disappointed, they feel disadvantaged. For buyers, this 48-hour limit feels like a door slamming shut too quickly. They feel like the retailer is pushing responsibility onto them before the product has even been fully revealed. Can a busy family detect errors in just 48 hours? Is this a reasonable policy, or just a way for retailers to reduce returns? And why would both of America's largest chains implement such a strict regulation at the same time? In the next part, we will flip over the map of the entire U.S. retail industry and see that 48 hours is just the first piece of a system under pressure from a staggering figure, with up to $400 billion in returns each year. So, who is the one who truly suffers? And why did this change happen simultaneously? The real reason is the retail industry bleeding out $400 billion. When looking at the $400 billion worth of goods returned annually in the U.S., many people might think it's just a big statistic. But for retailers like Home Depot and Lowe's, that number isn't just big, it's like a giant, fast-flowing blood pipeline, sweeping away profits, operations, and even customer trust. Imagine this. If you stacked $400 billion in cash into 100 bills, it could cover over 2,000 football fields, or be enough to buy all three major airlines, plus a small U.S. state. That's the extent of the problem retailers are facing. And a significant portion of that comes from household appliances, which are heavy, bulky, and incredibly complex to return. Why does returning goods cause such a significant loss for businesses? When a refrigerator or washing machine is returned, its journey isn't simply bringing it back and reselling it. Behind it is a chain of hidden costs. Reverse logistics. Just returning the item to the warehouse cost almost half the original shipping cost. Testing and bug fixing. Each product must be evaluated, retested, and sometimes repaired. Repackaged. The product is no longer new, significantly reduced in value. Discarded goods. Some items are scratched or completely damaged after only 2 to 3 moves, forcing them to be liquidated at an extremely low price. Each step incurs costs, and with returns doubling after 2020, the financial pressure becomes immense. Not stopping there, returns also significantly escalate the issue of fraud. What few people know is that within large chains, a silent war is taking place. Techniques such as hide expensive products in the cabinet, buy the cabinet, then return it for a profit, buy equipment for temporary use for the project, and then return it like new, just like renting for free. Each individual case is insignificant, but when combined, they create a silent current that breaks down the system, forcing companies to defend themselves more strongly. And then the 48-hour rule didn't appear by chance. It's Home Depot and Lowe's response to growing financial pressure, a way for them to tighten the valve amid the constant flow of $400 billion. But the bigger question is, if businesses are saving themselves, who is paying the price? Is this solution shifting the risk to the customer? In the next part, we will see an even more alarming truth. Modern household appliances are less durable than ever, and that is precisely what makes all regulations more strained. This is the crucial piece of the puzzle to understand why customers are so angry. Painful truth. Are household appliances too easily broken? Nowadays, if you want to find a starting point for customer anger, it's not 48 hours, but rather the rapidly deteriorating household appliances. This is the biggest, most secret piece of the puzzle in the story. The changes from Home Depot and Lowe's are just a chain reaction to a reality that has been evident for many years. Over the past decade, modern household appliances from refrigerators and washing machines to dishwashers have been experiencing a worrying phenomenon, a sharp decline in lifespan. Let's look at the numbers. A new refrigerator only lasts an average of 7 years. The dishwasher is also about 7 years old. Microwave, even 6 years. If in the past, many appliances had a lifespan of 20 to 30 years, meaning you could use the same washing machine from when your children were young until they grew up. And today, the equipment is only half the age of a middle school student. But what ultimately makes new things so easy to let go of? The answer lies in the changing nature of manufacturing. First, modern materials are lighter, thinner, and easier to produce, but also less durable. Metal parts are replaced with lightweight composites. The insulation layer is thinned. Mechanical components must save weight to optimize costs. Second, complexity increases. In the past, a refrigerator only had a few simple circuit boards. But now, it's like a small computer with a touchscreen, sensors, wireless connectivity, and a host of sensitive components. Each new component is a potential point of failure. Third, the pressure to optimize costs has led many companies to streamline their product structures to the extreme. This doesn't violate safety standards, but it makes the device less powerful than the previous generation. One person shared, My parents' Philco refrigerator from 1953 is still working. Someone else said, my Sears washing machine lasted 40 years, and after a few repairs, it was running again. And the most common saying, new things start to malfunction after 5 years. These stories are not isolated. They combine to form a general picture. Customers feel the new products are no longer reliable, and they're not wrong. And from that, a negative cycle emerged. As product lifespan decreases, the early failure rate increases, leading to more customer returns, resulting in losses for retailers, reduced return acceptance times for businesses, customer dissatisfaction, and the cycle continues. This is no longer a matter of an individual stuck with a faulty refrigerator. This is a consequence of the entire ecosystem being under pressure from all sides. So we have to ask, if the quality of the equipment is decreasing, why is the pressure being put on the buyer? Is 48 hours the only solution, or is it just a temporary measure in an already overloaded system? In the following sections, we will see the most obvious consequences: declining trust, customers leaving Home Depot and Lowe's, and a retail migration quietly taking place across the United States. Trust crisis. Customers are leaving Home Depot and Lowe's. When 48 hours became a steel door slamming shut in the face of buyers, another domino effect began to spread. It's no longer a few isolated cases, but a silent wave of migration. Customers, from seasoned professionals and DIY enthusiasts to ordinary families, are abandoning Home Depot and Lowe's. And if you take a close look at the hundreds of comments, you'll see this isn't just frustration. It's a systemic crisis of trust. Sign first, the store experience is degraded. A series of people are sharing the same issue. Everything is locked. From hand tools and cutting machines to the smallest products, everything is kept behind glass. A customer complained. It took a full 10 minutes just to find someone to unlock the door. When I returned, the other person was gone. That feeling is like going to a supermarket where every shelf is locked, and you have to wait for a security guard to follow you. Shopping, which was once an active activity, has now become a tedious waiting game. Even more noteworthy, the online inventory doesn't match reality. Many customers drive for hours just to be told by the staff, yes, the app is reporting incorrectly. In an era where technology is supposed to make everything easier, buyers feel like they are stepping back into a disjointed system. The next sign comes from the staff, not all of whom have enough knowledge to advise customers. Some customers even exclaimed, Home Depot's AI is more helpful than 90% of its employees. That wasn't a harmless jab. It reflects the customer feeling neglected. Many people say the staff are no longer as knowledgeable about the products as they used to be. Basic questions like, which drill bit is suitable for wood? Or, how to handle this crack? Things that were once the strengths of traditional hardware stores are no longer fully addressed. With an older customer base, this is not just an inconvenience. It's a breakdown of trust, the feeling of having a professional friend to rely on for every repair. Additionally, the majority of customers stated that they felt they had lost their right to choose when shopping at Home Depot or Lowe's. Many customers say Milwaukee is every place. Many shelves that were previously stocked with other brands like Estwing, Bosch, and Klein are now filled with products from TTI, the parent company of Milwaukee, Ryobi, and Rigid. One commenter said, I don't want Milwaukee to have everything. I want to have choices. This brand imbalance makes customers feel they are being forced to use a specific ecosystem. rather than being free to choose the product that best suits their needs, which is the essence of the tool industry. And you know, the scariest thing in a crisis of confidence isn't the screaming. It's the silence when customers leave. And that's happening. Costco strongly attracts customers due to its 90-day return policy and stable after-sales service. Menards, praised for better prices, more organized layout, and fewer locked items. Harbor Freight, becoming a destination for those who love low prices and have more options. Amazon, easy, fast, and clear returns. A concise but powerful comment. I will buy 85% of the outdoor equipment elsewhere. When customers start calculating in percentages like this, businesses should understand that they are no longer at the center of the selection map. Are you feeling that Home Depot or Lowe's are gradually losing the values that once made you love them? Which store are you choosing as a replacement? For what reason? Please leave a comment. Your feedback is the truth that no financial statement can convey. And when confidence wavers, the market will change. In the next part, we'll look at the reactions from retailers and the underlying trends reshaping the entire home improvement industry. What's happening behind the scenes of the major chains? From the outside, the changes at Home Depot and Lowe's might seem like individual decisions. Locking merchandise in glass cases, tightening returns, cutting staff, and prioritizing certain brands. But when the pieces are placed side by side, the picture becomes clearer. Two giants struggling to survive in a high-pressure environment. In the modern retail industry, shipping and storage costs are rising like summer thermometers, steadily, quickly, and with no sign of stopping. A washing machine that moves 4 times on its journey from the warehouse to the customer and back could cost enough to buy a cheap TV. For chains with thousands of stores, like Home Depot and Lowe's, those expenses are like a constant drip from a large pipe. Small, but accumulating into a huge number. At the same time, the level of competition with Amazon is pushing traditional chains into a defensive position. When customers can get a drill in a few hours, speed becomes the new battleground. This forced both chains to cut costs elsewhere to compensate. Additionally, retail fraud is on the rise. Not a few customers exploit loopholes to return goods after using them, or worse, swap out components. Stores are forced to implement anti-theft measures, from locking merchandise to increasing surveillance, but each step diminishes the customer experience. To survive, both chains are undergoing internal soft restructuring, optimizing short-term profits. Uncontrollable expenses like large equipment returns are tightened first. Reduce return shipping costs. The 48-hour rule is the clearest example. Cutting back on skilled personnel, veteran experts who were once the soul of the DIY industry are gradually being replaced by part-time employees. Deeper collaboration with major suppliers. TTI is taking up an increasing amount of shelf space in exchange for significant partnership and support packages. From a business perspective, these are logical steps. But from a customer's perspective, these changes are like a familiar home gradually being replaced by unfamiliar walls that lack the warmth it once had. Deeper down, the problem isn't just about the cabinet lock. It's not about 48 hours. And it's not just about a lack of staff. The root lies in the changing roles. Many years ago, Home Depot and Lowe's were where tradespeople went for advice, where first-time DIYers sought guidance, and where every aisle made you feel like you could do it yourself. Today, both chains operate more like profit-maximizing machines than friendly stores. When a business changes the nature of its service, customers feel it even before the policy board is updated. And this is the biggest emotional gap. Customers no longer feel accompanied, but are dealing with a rigid, distant system. What do you feel has changed most noticeably at Home Depot or Lowe's in the last 5 years? Is it the service, the product, or the feeling when you walk into the store? To understand the consequences of all these changes, we need to look at the customer side. How can they protect themselves in an increasingly complex market? After all the facts, comments, and truths have been pieced together, one thing is clear. The home appliance market is changing much faster than the average buyer can realize. And amidst those changes, customers are like someone standing in a noisy room, trying to hear what's truly important. So, what should we do to protect ourselves at this time? Let's check the product immediately, as soon as possible. 48 hours isn't an ideal time frame, but it's realistic. As soon as the goods are delivered, please open the box and record the entire process. Check the surface, noise, vibration, run a test cycle with appliances like dishwashers and washing machines, and keep the invoice, receipts, and product codes. These small steps can help you avoid the regrettable situation of being past the return deadline. Don't forget to carefully read the policies of each store. They vary from place to place. Costco gives you 90 days, Best Buy 15 days, and local stores are sometimes more flexible. Home Depot and Lowe's are now tightening to 48 hours. This difference is the deciding factor before you click the order button. Remember, note warranty information and contact the manufacturer. In case of expiration, the warranty is the last line of defense. Please save the company's hotline, the warranty period, and the return policy for manufacturing defects. The important thing is, don't let things get too late. And finally, don't be afraid to change your habits. The crisis of confidence at Home Depot and Lowe's is causing many people to switch to Costco, Menards, Harbor Freight, and local stores with personalized service. The market always has options, and sometimes a small change can lead to a better experience. It's important to remember that the market can change. Policies are subject to change, but your choice is not. And it's your voice that creates the power. Have you ever had a negative experience with Home Depot or Lowe's? What do you think is the most practical solution for consumers at this time? Please leave a comment, because your story itself will help many others avoid similar mistakes. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next in-depth analyses. This helps the channel gain more motivation to continue creating higher quality, more honest, and objective content. This video is for analysis, information, and educational purposes only, and is not intended to attack or negatively impact any organization or individual. All arguments are based on public data, user comments, and industry reports. Viewers should consider practicality and personal needs before making a purchasing decision. Thank you for your companionship. See you in the next videos.